In 2017, Hyundai and Kia were forced into one of the ugliest recalls in modern automotive history. Nearly 3 million vehicles called back because their engines could seize up without warning, sometimes catching fire while people were still driving them on the highway. Owners were posting dashcam footage of smoke pouring from their hoods on quiet residential streets. Lawsuits piled up, resale values collapsed almost overnight, and it exposed something car shoppers had quietly suspected for years. Cheap does not automatically mean safe, and a low sticker price can hide an engine that's a ticking time bomb. But here's the twist nobody talks about. While some budget brands were setting themselves on fire, literally, a handful of affordable cars were quietly racking up 200, even 300,000 miles with nothing more than oil changes and brake pads. Same price range, completely different story. So today, we're breaking down 9 cars that prove cheap and reliable are not opposites. They're just rare, and most buyers don't know where to look. Let's start with the car that basically invented this category, the Toyota Corolla. You can find a clean, low-mileage Corolla from the 2014 to 2019 generation for well under $15,000. And mechanics will tell you the same thing over and over. These things simply refuse to die. Owners on forums regularly report crossing 200,000 miles with nothing but routine maintenance. And the reason is almost boring. Toyota didn't chase horsepower or gimmicks, they just refined an engine that already worked. Resale value backs this up too. Corollas depreciate slower than almost anything else on the used market, which means even when you sell it, you're not losing your shirt. Next, the Honda Civic. Specifically the 10th generation models from 2016 through 2020. Owners consistently describe them as the car that just keeps starting, year after year, with almost no unscheduled repairs. The one thing to watch for, some early turbocharged models had a minor oil dilution issue in cold climates, which Honda addressed with a software update. Get that confirmed before you buy, and you're looking at one of the most dependable compact cars ever built. Now here's where a lot of buyers get surprised, the Mazda 3 and Mazda 6. Mazda doesn't get the same reputation as Toyota or Honda, but Consumer Reports has repeatedly flagged Mazda's 4-cylinder lineup for exceptional long-term durability. Owners praise the smooth power delivery and describe a cabin that feels more expensive than the price tag suggests. You can pick up a solid Mazda 6 for around $8,000 right now, and it comes with something rare in this price range. A genuinely enjoyable driving experience alongside the reliability. If you rely on breakdowns like this one to steer clear of expensive mistakes before you buy your next car, this is a good moment to hit subscribe on Autocull, because we publish deep dives just like this every single week, and you don't want to miss the ones that could save you thousands. Moving up to midsize, the Toyota Camry remains one of the most bulletproof sedans in America. Toyota topped Consumer Reports' brand reliability rankings again this year, and the Camry sits right at the center of that reputation. J.D. Power's dependability studies consistently rank it as the top midsize sedan, and used examples from the mid-2010s are still trading hands well past the 200,000-mile mark. The Honda Accord runs a close second. Owners describe it as the car they bought expecting 5 good years and are still driving a decade later. Subaru Impreza deserves a spot too, but with a warning attached. Older Subarus, especially pre-2011, developed a reputation for head gasket failures that turned owners against the brand. Subaru fixed that issue in later engine designs, so stick to 2012 and newer and you get standard all-wheel drive, genuinely useful in bad weather, wrapped in a car that now holds up remarkably well over time. The Toyota Prius earns its place here too, and this one surprises people. The fear around hybrid batteries failing and costing thousands to replace is mostly outdated. Real-world data shows Prius hybrid batteries routinely outlasting 200,000 miles, and even when replacement is needed, aftermarket prices have dropped dramatically. Combine that with close to 50 miles per gallon, and you've got one of the cheapest cars to actually own, not just to buy. Honda's CR-V makes the list too, but only if you know which years to avoid. The 2017 through 2019 models with the 1.5-litre turbo engine had that same oil dilution complaint we mentioned with the Civic, and some owners reported it more aggressively in colder states. 2020 and newer models resolved it. Outside that window, the CR-V is one of the most dependable small SUVs on the used market, and resale values reflect exactly that. And finally, the car that proves this list isn't just a Toyota and Honda commercial, the Hyundai Elantra. specifically models built after Hyundai moved away from the troubled Theta engine family that caused all that recall chaos we opened with. Newer Elantras use a different, more reliable engine architecture, come with one of the longest warranties in the industry, and now show up in owner satisfaction surveys right alongside their Japanese competitors. It's proof that even a brand with a rocky recall history can turn things around, as long as you know exactly which years to trust. So here's the bottom line if you're shopping this week. Before you buy any used car in this price range, run the VIN through the manufacturer's recall database. It takes 30 seconds and it's free. Get a pre-purchase inspection from an independent mechanic, not the dealer's own shop. Expect to pay around $100 to $200 for it, and treat that as the cheapest insurance you'll ever buy. And pay attention to the specific years we flagged today, because with almost every car on this list, the difference between a reliable workhorse and a $5,000 headache came down to a single engine revision or a single recall year. Cheap and reliable were never opposites. Most people just never had the research laid out this clearly in one place. If this breakdown helped you rethink what's actually worth buying, subscribe to AutoCull so the next one lands right in front of you, because your next car purchase deserves better than a guess.